Today in the Senate, there is a storm brewing over the future of Planned Parenthood. Republicans attempting to cut off all federal funding, a significant amount for Planned Parenthood. They're dead set on killing the organization, whereas there's, on the Democratic side, at best, tepid defense. But it turns out that the tepid defense was enough, at least today, to forestall the efforts to end the federal funding for Planned Parenthood. They were not able to get the 60 required votes to eliminate the funding for Planned Parenthood, the Democrats having sort of an implied filibuster there. We were very critical earlier on when Democrats were in charge of them not pointing out that you shouldn't need 60 votes. In this case, it was, I'm being clear, there was going to be a filibuster. They only got 53 votes to defund it. So that is certainly good. Now, this is not going to be the last gasp of the movement to kill Planned Parenthood. It wasn't the first. It's been going on for a long time.
Let's talk about how childish and irresponsible the Republican Party is. There are currently members of the Republican Party that are threatening to stall or shut down the government if Democrats don't vote in favor of defunding Planned Parenthood, which, by the way, the federal money that goes to Planned Parenthood is not to be used for abortions under any circumstance, not any circumstances. If there's a case of rape or incest, yes, the federal money can be used for the abortion. But your taxpayer money does not go toward abortions. So if you are misinformed about that, please understand that your money is not going toward abortions. If you're pro-life, you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, and look, I get how they could be confused about that. That has only been federal law for 32 years.
But here's the thing.
It takes a while to disseminate to the public.
They're not confused about it. The Republican Party is purposely being as misleading as the organization that put out those sting videos, right? The sting videos where supposedly, Planned Parenthood is profiting off the sale of fetal tissue.
Yes.
They are not profiting off of that. The only money that they get is for shipping the tissues, and that's it. The cost associated with the procedures.
It's to pay for the procedures.
Exactly. That's exactly right. But the Center for Medical Progress put out these highly edited videos. They were very misleading. It was essentially propaganda meant to destroy Planned Parenthood. And now we have Republicans who know what the reality is. They know what the truth is. They know that this federal money doesn't go toward abortions, yet they're purposely being misleading and they're purposely fear-mongering and pandering to conservatives in the country so they do away with Planned Parenthood. What is their issue with Planned Parenthood? It is an organization that so many people, not just women, but men as well, rely on. When it comes to STD testings, I'll give you an example. You want to get STD tested? Find a place that'll do it for free. Find it, please, okay? I recently wanted to experiment with this in Los Angeles. Of course, it varies based on where you live. But I wanted to see how much it costs to do a comprehensive STD screening, okay, without any insurance. It's $200 if you want to get tested for everything. This is in LA. Again, it'll vary based on where you live. But you want to know how much Planned Parenthood will charge you if you don't have the money to pay for it?
$300.
$0. Okay?
That's awesome.
You want to know who needs to get tested for STDs? Every single person who's having sex.
Yeah.
Not only to keep themselves safe, but to keep their partner safe as well. That's just one example. Then there's breast cancer screenings. There are pap smears that they also do, which are very, very expensive if you go to a regular hospital or a regular doctor.
Yeah, providing birth control and referrals, and sexual education, and a number of other things.
This isn't a war on women. This is a war on health, okay? This is a war on anyone who can't afford for basic medical procedures. And it's disgusting. It's beyond misleading. And the Republican Party, again, shows you how little they care about the middle class or working class. All they care about is misleading people and pandering to the conservative base, which is full of fucking idiots who are also very, very ill-informed.
Yeah, speaking of ill-informed, I think I was wrong. I think it's actually been 42 years since it's been law. Maybe somebody can fact-check that.
I'm sorry, I guess. One small thing, because when Anna was talking about the war on women, even if you're being selfish and you're like, well, fuck it, I'm not a woman, there's aspects of how this, of course, is a public health issue. When someone has a disease, or then there's things with like the breast cancer screenings. Everyone has a mother. Most people have sisters, daughters and all that stuff. So then there's someone else that you care about where it could be an issue where they may need some help. And because if you're not just filthy rich and you can do everything you want with your money to get this done, and people have sex with women. So if there's problems where people don't know if they have something or if they have no time or money to get this type of thing screened or looked at or tested, that spreads to other people. So it's not just a war on women, it's a war on everyone. That's public health. it affects more than just
Thank
the
you.
women.
Yes.
One additional thing, we can speculate about all sorts of different consequences that would come if Planned Parenthood was actually to end up being shut down. But we know one for sure, there would be a rise in the number of abortions in America.
Yeah.
Because for every abortion Planned Parenthood helps a woman to get, they help far more women to get birth control to avoid potentially having to have one in the future. And so for all the 53 Republican senators who voted against Planned Parenthood today, you are on the record as being for more abortions in America. Ironic that.